Hi, welcome back to Sci-Fi Fan, the builds. And in this episode, this is the final chapter in the Lego Optimus Prime build, which you can see he's complete. I'm handling him really carefully because, as I've mentioned before, he does literally just disintegrate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the build of the gun, the axe and the energon cube. And then I'll give you my final thoughts and opinions. I've actually been able to get him in a little bit of a pose, which is quite actually bit of, you have to use your imagination with the joints and the way they work, but I've achieved it. This is something that I am critical of in the review. So without further ado, I'll crack on and build these parts and then give you my thoughts afterwards. Right, so we've finally done it. We've built Optimus Prime, the Lego version that is at least, and this is my overall review of the process and the model itself. I would give the building process probably an 8.5 to 9 out of 10 because it's very enjoyable, and I've tried to do it in real time for you in this video, so you can go through and watch the series and get an idea of how long it will take you to build this kit. More experienced builders than myself would probably be able to do it in a shorter time. However, and here comes the catch, it's a great looking model. It's a lovely size. You certainly get, I feel you get your money's worth out of it for pleasure of build, and the end product as well is nice, and it makes a good display piece. The downside is, and I did mention it during the build process, he becomes too limp and the stiffness disappears very quickly. And if I was to let go, the weapons are great. So he's got an axe and his blaster. I mean, that's iconic. That's just as iconic as what he is. But you can't attach them and leave him in a particular pose with the guns, because this joint here on the arm is too weak. It doesn't take the weight. So as soon as you put that cannon on, it drops. You have to take the hand off if you want to install the axe, which isn't a problem, but you just got to find somewhere to store the hand. But again, same issue. I will try and transform him into lorry form. And I say try because one of the biggest things that I find with this is he just disintegrates as you're trying to transform him. So it's a great concept. I think maybe they could have done a little bit better with the execution. So in order to transform him from this into truck form, we have to bring the torso around and then bend the legs. And already you can see that that's not going to stay as it should. So I'll do it on the desk. So I'll bend him over like this. So this is at the stage that we're at. Flick these over. These light pieces, for whatever reason, this one just keeps on dropping off. I can live with the fact that it's not going to look perfect as a perfect lorry, because at the end of the day you've got the bricks and you've got the Lego factor with that. I am literally afraid that he's just going to disintegrate, and that I think is the downside that this model has. It's so delicate. It's too delicate, really. And I don't think I'm particularly rough or or ham-fisted, as they say. I think I can be gentle. But it literally does he just breaks up. And then what can happen with the torso part is this can break, and then you're left scratching your head how to put it all back together. Even, alright, you got the instruction, and that's just fallen off in the process. So yeah, and another piece is broken, so that's come off as well. So overall, the build, and that's literally just, while I was moving it, it's just come off. So I'm going to give up on that. Overall, I'd probably give this about an 8. And the only reason why I won't go any higher than the 8 is because, as you can see, he's just too delicate, falls apart. He doesn't keep his balance when he's in robot form either, because again, there's no strength in those joints. It earns an 8 because at the end of the day, it is a fantastic model to build, looks great, and I think once I've reconstructed him, put him on the shelf and just don't go anywhere near him, he'll look great as a centerpiece. But I think if you're buying this for somebody to play with, say a child for example, thinking that they're going to get a lot of enjoyment building it and then playing with him, he's not going to be robust enough to be toyed with, shall we say. So yeah, overall 8 out of 10. Value for money, I feel, because there's over 1,000 bricks. I think it's 1,500 in total. You can get him cheaper on other websites like Amazon and such like, so you don't have to pay the full whack that Lego sell him for. Yeah, collectability, I think he's going to be a very collectible and desirable model once it retires, because of who it is and the franchise that he's from. But still, I can't give him more than an 8 out of 10, purely because he just breaks up as you're trying to play with him. And you don't even have to be playing with him, you just have to be moving him or changing him from robot to lorry form. So there you go, that's my opinion. I think it's, get it if you want it, and you'll have lots of hours of enjoyment with him. But as for actual playability, nah, forget it. It will just break up. You'll end up with bricks. Those little dangerous things that if you step on bare feet, which really hurt. The Energon cube is nice, but not essential. The jetpack is great, but again, you have to take it off. You can't leave it on when he's in robot form or truck form. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed this series. And don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel. And I'll be back very shortly with another monthly build. Thank you.